The smell of charcoal and Dad's famous dry rub should have been my first warning that today's casual family barbecue was anything but casual. I pulled into my own driveway to find it packed with unfamiliar cars, luxury sedans, SUVs with real estate company logos, and what appeared to be a catering van parked behind Mom's Honda. Surprise! Dad called out from my deck wearing his grill master apron and waving a spatula like he was conducting an orchestra. Hope you don't mind, kiddo. We invited a few extra people to celebrate some big news. I grabbed the potato salad I'd brought, to my own barbecue apparently, and surveyed the crowd filling my backyard. Beyond the usual family suspects, I recognized several people I'd never met, all of whom seemed oddly interested in my home's architectural features and lot dimensions. Rachel. Perfect timing. Mom rushed over, practically vibrating with excitement. Come meet Margaret Chen from Prestige Properties. She's been so helpful with our family planning. Margaret stepped forward with a business card and the kind of smile that closed deals. Rachel, your father's told me wonderful things about you. What a gorgeous property you've created here. The mature oak trees alone must add tremendous value. I looked around my backyard, the space I'd spent 4 years transforming from suburban wasteland into an oasis complete with pergola, fire pit, and the vegetable garden that had become my weekend sanctuary. Thank you. Are you here for the barbecue? In a way, she laughed, pulling out what looked like a market analysis. We're here to help your family celebrate some exciting changes. My sister Emma bounced over in her sundress, diamond engagement ring catching the afternoon sunlight. At 24, Emma had always been the family princess, homecoming queen, sorority president, now planning a wedding that had somehow evolved from backyard celebration into a $40,000 production. Rachel, did Dad tell you the amazing news? Emma practically glowed with enthusiasm. Which news would that be? About the house. Dad figured out the perfect solution to our venue problem. Before I could respond, Dad appeared beside us with a champagne glass and the satisfied expression of someone who'd solved a complex puzzle. Rachel, sweetheart, I wanted to talk to you about some family changes. Emma's wedding venue fell through, some nonsense about double booking, and we found the perfect alternative. That's unfortunate, but I'm sure you'll find. We already did. Emma interrupted, gesturing broadly at my property. Here. Your backyard is absolutely perfect for an outdoor ceremony. The trees, the lighting, that gorgeous pergola. It's like a fairy tale setting. I felt the familiar disorientation that accompanied family conversations that veered into alternate dimensions. You want to have your wedding in my backyard? Not just the ceremony, Dad continued enthusiastically. Margaret's run the numbers, and this property would work perfectly for Emma's entire celebration. Ceremony on the lawn, reception under a tent, bridal suite in the master bedroom. Dad, this is my house. Well, technically yes, but let's be practical here. He gestured expansively like he was presenting evidence. You're 31, single, no family obligations. Emma's getting married, starting her adult life, needs a proper foundation. Margaret materialized beside us with professional efficiency. I've prepared a comprehensive market analysis based on recent sales in this neighborhood. In this market, we're confident about a quick sale at $425,000, possibly more with the right buyer competition. Sale. The word felt foreign in my mouth. Emma needs this house, Dad explained with the patience reserved for slow children. The wedding's in 6 weeks and frankly, Rachel, you don't really need all this space anyway. I excused myself to get drinks from the kitchen and discovered 2 women photographing my granite countertops while discussing staging optimization. They looked up cheerfully when I entered. You must be Rachel. I'm Jennifer from Premier Event Planning, and this is Lisa from Luxury Home Staging. Your father hired us to assess the venue potential here. Venue potential? For Emma's wedding, obviously, Jennifer explained, clicking photos of my breakfast nook. This kitchen would be perfect for catering prep, and we could set up the bar service right here by the windows. Through those windows, I watched Margaret Chen measuring my deck while Dad pointed out various features to a growing crowd of interested observers. Several people were taking photos of my landscaping and making notes about improvement opportunities. I pulled out my phone and texted my property attorney, family emergency. They're trying to sell my house for my sister's wedding venue. Need immediate help. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez responded instantly. What? Are you serious? I'm 20 minutes away. Don't sign anything. They haven't asked me to sign anything yet. They're just acting like it's already decided. This could be attempted fraud if they proceed without authorization. I'm coming now. I returned to the backyard, where Emma was excitedly explaining her wedding vision to anyone who'd listen. The ceremony would be right there under the oak tree with the pergola as a backdrop. We could string lights everywhere and set up cocktail tables around the fire pit. Dad had gathered a small audience near my grill, where he was holding court about property values and family obligations. Single woman, minimal furniture, gone for work, travel constantly, he explained to Margaret Chin. Emma has actual family needs. Husband, future children, the whole domestic foundation. The timing is perfect, Margaret added, consulting her tablet. Properties in this neighborhood are moving fast. We already have 3 potential buyers who'd be interested in immediate occupancy. Emma's fiancé Derek joined the conversation, nodding approvingly at Dad's logic. It makes complete sense from a practical standpoint. Rachel's basically house-sitting at this point, while Emma and I actually need space to build our life together. House-sitting. 4 years of mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, and weekend renovation projects had been reduced to house-sitting. Besides, Mom chimed in, appearing with a tray of appetizers, Rachel can find a nice apartment closer to downtown. Better for her social life, less maintenance responsibility. Win-win for everyone. I watched this performance while sipping my beer, marveling at their complete confidence in a plan that involved redistributing my life's major investment without my input. Emma was already discussing decoration themes with the event planner, while Derek sketched potential furniture arrangements on a napkin. Rachel looks overwhelmed, observed Derek's mother, who'd apparently been briefed on the family's real estate strategy. Don't worry, sweetie. Change is always stressful, but you'll love having less responsibility. Margaret Chin approached with a folder full of documents. Rachel, I've prepared some preliminary paperwork to get the process started. Obviously, we'll need your signature on the listing agreement, but I wanted you to review the market analysis first. She spread papers across my patio table like she was dealing cards. Comparable sales, property assessments, timeline projections for a quick closing that would accommodate Emma's wedding schedule. The beauty of this plan, Dad said, joining our document review session, is that everyone benefits. Emma gets her dream venue, you get market value for your investment, and the family stays together for the celebration. In the distance, I heard the distinctive hum of an electric vehicle pulling into my driveway. Through the front gate, I could see Dr. Rodriguez's Tesla navigating between the parked cars. Looks like you have another guest, Margaret observed. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez appeared at my back gate with the commanding presence of someone who'd spent 15 years protecting property rights from family manipulation. Behind him walked Detective Patricia Kim from the Financial Crimes Unit and a woman carrying an official briefcase. Rachel, Marcus said formally, approaching our document-covered patio table, I understand there's some confusion about property ownership here. The cheerful barbecue chatter died instantly. Margaret Chen's professional smile wavered as she took in Marcus's authoritative bearing and Detective Kim's visible badge. Everyone, I said pleasantly, I'd like you to meet Dr. Marcus Rodriguez, my property attorney. Dr. Rodriguez, these are the people planning to sell my house for my sister's wedding venue. Dad's champagne glass stopped halfway to his lips. Rachel, there's no need for lawyers. This is family business. Actually, Marcus said, opening his briefcase and extracting official documents, unauthorized attempts to list someone else's property constitute criminal fraud, regardless of family relationships. Detective Kim stepped forward, introducing herself to the stunned crowd. I'm investigating reports of real estate fraud involving this property. Could someone explain who authorized these listing preparations? Margaret Chin found her voice first. Mr. Thompson told us he had authority to list the property on behalf of his daughter. James Thompson, Marcus said, consulting his documents, has no legal authority over this property whatsoever. Rachel Thompson is the sole owner with clear title, no co-signers and no family trust provisions. The silence that followed was profound. Jennifer from event planning slowly lowered her camera. Lisa from staging began quietly gathering her materials. There must be some misunderstanding, Dad said weakly. I'm Rachel's father. I'm just trying to help my family. By attempting to commit property fraud, Detective Kim interrupted. Sir, did you represent yourself as having authorization to sell property you don't own? Emma finally grasped the gravity of the situation. Dad, what exactly did you tell them? I told them we were handling family business, Dad said defensively. Rachel doesn't need this big house and Emma has actual wedding needs. Mr. Thompson, Marcus cut him off. Your opinions about housing needs don't constitute legal ownership. What you've attempted here is a felony. The woman with the briefcase introduced herself as Agent Sarah Wilson from the State Real Estate Commission. We've been monitoring Ms. Chen's activities following complaints about inadequate ownership verification in similar cases. Margaret Chen went pale. Complaints? What complaints? 4 other families have reported situations where relatives attempted unauthorized property sales with your assistance, Agent Wilson explained. This appears to be part of a pattern. Derek's mother whispered loudly, Emma, what kind of family are you marrying into? Emma's face cycled through confusion, embarrassment, and dawning horror as she realized her dream wedding venue had just become a criminal investigation. Furthermore, Marcus continued, we have documentation that Ms. Chin failed to perform basic ownership verification before preparing marketing materials, which violates state real estate regulations. Dad's champagne glass slipped from his fingers and shattered on my patio stones. Margaret Chen's real estate license was suspended within 48 hours. The state commission discovered she'd been involved in 6 similar schemes over 18 months, targeting property owners through family manipulation. Her agency folded within 2 weeks when other victims came forward. Dad faced criminal charges for attempted property fraud. The local newspaper's headline read, Retired banker charged in scheme to sell daughter's home. His reputation in the community never recovered, and Mom quietly moved them to a senior community in another state. Emma's wedding venue crisis became a social media disaster when Derek's family learned about the fraud charges. His mother insisted on postponing until family legal issues are resolved, which became permanent when Derek realized the implications of marrying into a family that attempted property crimes. Emma's relationship with me remained strained for years. She couldn't forgive me for ruining her wedding with legal technicalities, unable to grasp that preventing property theft wasn't a technicality. The most satisfying moment came when the district attorney's office asked me to speak at a property fraud prevention seminar. Your case exposed significant gaps in real estate oversight, they explained. I delivered the presentation from my living room in my house with my name on the deed. The shattered champagne glass left a small stain on my patio stones that I never cleaned. Sometimes the best reminder is knowing what you successfully protected.